What's that?
We could bring it back to 51.
You serious? I mean, that was a tough situation.
I know, but he's learned a lot from it, right? I mean, he's a different guy now, a different firefighter.
Yeah, I agree. But Pascal would never go for that.
Maybe not. But if anybody could convince him, it's you.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. So, welcome back on in, everybody, man. Let's talk about Chicago Fire. This was a very good episode today. I think for this season, outside of the crossover, I think it might be the best episode this season so far. It was a really good episode. A lot of top-heavy stuff was going on. Really liked it. I really liked this episode, man. One of the real key things that was going on in the episode was about Damon. So Severide's half brother Damon was back in the fold, and we've been seeing Damon lately, and we know he's been creeping back into the storylines, and we were wondering what he was going to do as he gets back into the show or whatever, and so he ends up having this case in the beginning of the episode where one of his firefighter partners abandons him and this other victim who was trapped, looked like under a desk or something like that. And he abandons them because he's saying, I'm a family, I'm a father and all that stuff, but I gotta protect myself, so I'm there for my family. Then he was complaining about not having breakfast. It sounded like he was a lousy ass firefighter, and he abandoned Damon. And then after they got out of there, their chief at that particular firehouse asked why wasn't y'all together, and I think she knew from there something was up. So she ends up so Severide gives Damon some advice later in the episode not to say anything unless somebody says something to you. Don't bring up the issue yourself. Just get through it. And Severide felt like the guy was going to slip. He was going to slip eventually. If he did that, he's definitely going to get in trouble. Probably ain't the first time he got in trouble like that, but he'll find himself out of the fire department at some point, right? So his chief ended up coming to him and asked him, what happened. I think Damon came clean about it. And so the guy comes all the way to Molly's to confront him. And he tries to, dude tried to put his hands on, Severide. I was like, buddy, what you doing? I tried to put his hands on Severide. So Stella and Severide ended up having a conversation about, I forgot what the order of events was. I don't know if that happened before that little confrontation at Molly's or if it was after, but Stella and Severide have a conversation. And Stella, this was an interesting thing too in this episode. Remember, they were at odds. Stella and Damon, their history or whatever, it didn't feel like Damon was ever going to be able to work at 51. It felt like Severide was probably even just going to have a hard time hanging out with Damon because of Stella, right? Stella was actually felt like he had changed, matured a little bit. He's a different firefighter. She had nothing but good things to say about Damon. She was really supportive of Damon. And she even brought it up. It wasn't even Severide that brought this up about him going to 51. Severide seemed surprised that she even suggested that after the history that Damon had there. But she says things have changed. She thinks he'll come back, be a much better firefighter, and they won't be as at odds like they were before. So she really took to that. And that was interesting that Stella suggested that, Damon go back to 51. And the reason why they suggested that is because he can't go to his third firehouse in a year. It's going to be real bad for him. It's going to look real bad for him to be at 3 firehouses in 1 year. So Severide, let them know. That's why Stella suggested, him just coming back to 51. Because they feel like the firehouse he's in right now is not a good spot. Because the guy actually got his boys to actually turn their back on Damon, So it's like the whole Firehouse is against him. That's a very uncomfortable situation for Damon to be in. They keep talking about he's Severide's brother, and he's getting special treatment and all this other stuff. So that guy's been on a rampage. So this storyline is going to continue, and I wonder where it goes, because I hope that guy gets stripped of being a firefighter, because he doesn't deserve to be one. So we'll see what happens with this storyline. Very interesting stuff, y'all. But the major thing that I got out of this was Stella finally coming around to Damon, it seems like, man. So good stuff here, man. But go on ahead and give this video a like, share, subscribe, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank y'all for watching this one after news. Still like.